Albert Einstein, Maya Angelou, you, me, we all have something in common, and that's that we've all gone through imposter syndrome. And you and I are most likely gonna suffer through it again, so here is what we do about it. First of all, what even is imposter syndrome? According to Google, those who have it doubt their skills, talents, and accomplishments, and they can sometimes feel like frauds, even though they have evidence that they're competent, but they might not believe that they actually deserve their success or that it was all due to luck. The bad news is that it's bound to show up time and time again. But the good news is that it's not your fault and you're not alone. After being taught this at university and spending hours researching this, here are the top ways I've found to overcome this problem. First is to break down what you're feeling and where it's coming from. Did something happen? Have you been feeling this way? Or are you trying something new for the first time? There might be something deeper to unpack here based on your past, or this could be something that's more on the surface level because you're getting out of your comfort zone and doing something for the first time. So addressing how deep this issue actually goes is gonna help you really uncover it. You're gonna wanna define success clearly and daily. If you're not feeling your best, instead of holding yourself to this crazy expectation that you have to be good at everything all the time, define what success looks like in whatever area that you're feeling like an imposter in, so you actually know how to create a game plan. This helps because we don't actually stop and break it down as to, okay, I'm feeling this way, but why? And how would I be able to overcome it? Is there a certain thing that I need to learn to maybe not feel like an imposter at my job? Or do I need to practice more on my new hobby so I can feel more confident in it? And once you're able to figure that out, you know what you need to do to overcome these feelings. This way, even if you haven't achieved your goal and dominated the particular skill that you're feeling a bit insecure about, you know that you're on your way and you can feel the confidence coming from that. You may not feel like an expert overnight, but having labeled your feelings and the issue will help you take control over a situation instead of feeling powerless to it. Now we're gonna chill out a little bit and realize that most people really do not care, and finding peace in that. They're too worried about themselves. Are you the main character? Absolutely, but mostly in your own life. When you're putting all that pressure on yourself, you get stuck in your head, and this hinders you from actually making real progress. One of the cool things in the book Focus is that the author talks about that when we start feeling anxiety and guilt based on who we're not and how we could be better, it hampers our prefrontal cortex in the brain that's associated with concentration and learning, which makes it even harder for us to improve in that area. So you know, one thing I'm gonna tell you is to keep on learning, because a lot of times our insecurity gets hit when we feel like we're not moving forward. And imposter syndrome can come from our past and something much deeper, but it can also be because we lack certain skills or knowledge on a subject that's hindering our self-confidence. So if there's something you can learn to feel more powerful in the area and believe in yourself that much more, no matter how big the obstacle may seem, use that as a sense of hope. Even if you're making baby steps, you're on the way to learning it, because a lot of times we're comparing ourselves to experts or people who have years of more experience than we do, and we start to feel insecure about ourselves, even though we're on two completely different pages with the person we're comparing ourselves to. So congratulations, if there is something you can learn to make you feel better, that means there is so much hope. And that's what you need to swim in. Challenge your negative thoughts. Reframe the situation. When you stink at something and you're not feeling your best, try and flip that on its head. Tell yourself you're proud even if you don't mean it, because you have all those feelings, and guess what? You're doing it anyways. If you're trying to do something new and you're not great at it, good. It means you're getting out of your comfort zone. It means you're building up that resilience. You'd be amazing at it if it was something that you've been doing in your side of your comfort zone, but it's not. And that's why there's a learning curve, but it's a curve. And once you get in the pace of it, whoo, gonna skyrocket. The more you practice, the better you're gonna be. And when an obstacle is big and it feels overwhelming, when we overcoming, it just makes it that much sweeter. But now you're being presented an opportunity, and instead of looking at it like an obstacle that's here to hurt you and why is this happening to me, use it as an opportunity to grow. So next obstacle that comes in your way, you're like, but I've already done that, I can do that, because this is life and there are gonna be multiple things thrown at us. So the more we can build that mentality of whatever it is, I'm going to overcome it, nothing can stop us. Put on some pump music. Think of all of the times that you were not great at something, but you worked at it and you got better. If you are trying to become the best version of yourself, work on your self-discipline and set yourself up for success in the future. Make sure you follow my channel and like this video, because I am building a community of like-minded people so that we can all grow and win together. And draw power from the fact that this is just another obstacle that you're ready to rock. Because if you have constructive criticism to give yourself, great. We need that to reflect, to adjust, but make action steps according to that. Make an actual plan, because if you're just being hard on yourself and there is no path forward, how is that helping you grow? Because you need to acknowledge the good in you as well, the fighter in you. Where you are now is not your final destination. So as you're walking, keep your head up high. It is all a matter of perception. I think if there's like one main message that I almost want to pass on to people, it's that like reality is so warped. There are people who know so much less than you, making so much more money, or who have practiced way less than you and are more talented at a certain skill. And guess what? They show up confident. They might have imposter syndrome, but they are playing it off. They're like, ooh, I'll work on that tomorrow. I'll entertain that thought tomorrow. So channel that energy. There's a quote by Einstein that I love that says, reality is merely an illusion, albeit a very persistent one. I love this because have you and your friends ever experienced the same exact situation? Like you were both there and you have two different perceptions of what just happened? Exactly, reality can be subjective. And if you don't agree with me, that just proves my point even further. If it wasn't, you would see the whole world just. Everything is right according to the book, like there's justice everywhere. But that is not the case. That is not true. So it goes to show that there are other factors in play that affect our perception that don't have to do with the truth and reality at hand. It has to do with perceptions, with beliefs, with opinions, with people's individual personalities. So if reality is gonna be bent in any direction, make it bent in where you want it to be. Just like you can negatively spiral, positively spiral. Oh my gosh, what is the absolute best thing that could happen? If you're thinking of what's the absolute worst, you're going on one direction, go to the other one as well. Play both sides. A great example of this is job hunting. Women usually don't apply unless they meet 100% of the requirements, while men usually apply if they meet only 60. And I think men and women usually get the same amount of jobs, if not a little bit more to the men, okay? So what does that say? Is everything equal? Is everything just? No, it's a matter of perception, but you're going to lose every single time if you do not try. Stop comparing. I mean, back then, I think we used to compare ourselves to everyone in our village, community, a lot. But now, with social media and all technology we have, that has gone to like an astronomical amount. We could literally compare ourselves to anyone, anywhere in the world. And that has a huge impact on us because we see the best version of everyone's life online. But of course, no one's gonna be out here posting themselves crying. I mean, some people do, but most people do not. Do you do that? Do you post all of your dirty laundry and the negative things happening in your life online? Probably not. So when you're comparing yourself to someone's life online or even offline, understand you're comparing yourself to a fraction of their life because you have no idea how their mental health is, their relationship with their family, with their loved ones, work. There's an array of variables that impact our day-to-day lives. We are complex human beings. So when you compare yourself to someone, understand that you are not comparing on equal grounds. We truly don't know what anyone is going through, so do not dim your light because of how bright you think other people's lives are. Next is stop downplaying yourself. Does this sound like you? Oh, I'm just not that lucky. Yeah, good things never happen to me. Oh, I know, I tried, but you know, it probably won't happen for me. Like, stop. When you put yourself down, you are teaching me, everyone around you, and most importantly, yourself, your self-worth and how you should be treated. Speak blessings into your life. If you keep repeating negativity and then negativity happens in your life because that is literally all you are seeking and looking for, it's just gonna create a cycle that you're on and you feel like you can't get out, and it's the world and it's life, but it's you, it's the way you're speaking in your mentality. So if you're able to break free and look at the positives in your life, I promise you there are way more. But if you keep talking down about yourself, how are you supposed to feel confident? How are you supposed to feel like this person when you are treating yourself like this person? You are not giving yourself the opportunity to grow. You don't see this as something that's attainable. Maybe it's in your dreams, oh yeah, like someday, but you are not treating yourself like that. So when is this someday going to come? Opportunities will come in your life, but if you're not ready for them because you've been downplaying yourself the whole time and you don't think you're ready, even though new challenges force you to be ready, you might miss them by. Why do you have to believe what your mind says? If there's gonna be two people talking in your mind, one that's putting you down and one that's putting you up, listen to the one that's putting you up. Bye-bye. You don't need to be happy-go-lucky. You just need to be able to catch yourself when you're lowering yourself and adjust. So instead of saying, I suck at, say, I'm still getting better at. You don't have to be out here lying, but just don't talk about yourself in such a derogatory way. In one sentence, you're making a permanent claim, while the other one, you're giving yourself hope and room to grow. So please don't overlook how you talk to yourself, because you are the person you talk to the absolute most in a day. You can grow in any skill you have. Think about how powerful that is. So you do not have to feel confident in who you are today. Your confidence can come from who you know you can be tomorrow. That is personally where a lot of my confidence comes from. I definitely don't know everything, but whatever it is that I need to learn, I promise you I can do that. I can listen to podcasts, read books, watch videos. Like, we have the internet at our disposal now, people. We can do anything. What can you not learn if you truly apply yourself? It might take you a while to become the person you're envisioning, but guess what? Good things take time. With the internet now, we have this warped sense of time that everything needs to be immediately, but that's not the way life works. If you put your confidence in who you are now, there's a limit. You would literally have to take a snapshot of who you are now, because we are constantly evolving. We are a work in progress, multi-dimensional beings, okay? Who you are this week is not even who you were last week, because you've had different conversations, things popping up that you've had to deal with, and you don't even realize that you are honing in on different skills when you are just dealing with everyday life. Your market value today is not your market value in 2 months when they hire you, okay? In that time, you could have dealt with a tough project, worked on your conflict resolution, maybe started a new course, because if you're watching this video, you are not someone who stays stuck. So feel free to admit to yourself that, yes, I'm not where I want to be, but I am getting there, so I'm gonna act like it. Einstein thought he didn't deserve all the success he got. Serena Williams admitted to feeling this way. So whoever you look up to, whoever you think is an expert in a certain field, I promise you they also have felt this way. When you listen to a lot of big podcasts about very accomplished people, they admit to these feelings, which is very humbling, because you realize no matter how high you go in whatever area that you're looking to grow in your life, whether it's organizational or just having things together, or it's a specific area in your work, every single person still falls a victim to this. Because once you improve, once you level up, now you are in a different realm, and these people have also leveled up even more. So instead of comparing yourself with fish, you're comparing yourself now to sharks. It is a sign that you are growing, because you are now entering new spaces where you are forced to be challenged. All this is a cycle, and it's a normal part of growth. No one is exempt from feeling this way, because it's simply human nature. So I hope this allows you to really disassociate with these thoughts and realize they're not yours to keep. You don't have to hold on to them, because they're gonna come one way or another regardless of what you do. So it's not really about your situation at hand. It's just our natural programming trying to protect you. Next is take action. It's easy for us to feel insecure when we don't feel like we have a strong track record in the past and we just don't deserve something. But the more that we start taking action, making baby steps, walking in whatever path that we are meant to, we start earning credibility with ourselves. That is powerful. And this doesn't necessarily have to be slaving away at whatever that it is that you're trying to get better at. It can mean going to bed earlier and waking up earlier so you're able to start your day fresh and with a clear mind. It's proving to yourself that you are who you say that you are, that your dreams and your habits are aligned. So regardless of where you are, you know that you are making the right steps needed to move forward, and that's where your confidence lies. You might not be there, but you're walking it and you are talking the talk. Oh, I'm sorry, you're walking the walk. You are talking and walking the walk, okay? You are doing it all. Instead of your mind staying busy on all this negativity and feelings of, you get to hone in on like, oh, I don't even get to entertain those because I'm just busy moving. That's such a good feeling. You go to bed fulfilled with a sense of pride, accomplishment. Instead of looking back and being like, oh, well, I stink, you get to look back and see all the effort that you've put in and place your focus there. Think of all the accomplishments that you've made in life, personally, academically, like in every single area, just as a human being, how you treat others. If you've gotten to where you are now, it's not by luck. You've deserved it. You have deserved your wins. Regardless if you feel like something fell into your lap, maybe you attracted that. Or you think, oh, well, I had a certain connection. Yeah, but maybe you wouldn't have kept that opportunity if you weren't who you are, but you did. You think the people who are born rich in wealthy families and make it all the way up to the top are like, well, maybe I don't deserve this. I mean, they can feel this way, but guess what? They're still making the moves they need to make. So don't you dare slip up and think that you don't deserve all the blessings in your life, because you do. If someone has helped you along the way, that is life. We are a community. you are going to help someone else further down the road as well. But look back and know that just like you made all those past wins, you are going to make future wins, and they are going to be even bigger and brighter because you have now built from all of that. All of those wins have changed something in you, and you are now moving as this new version of yourself, able to conquer bigger mountains. And lastly, but certainly not least, is put your confidence and your worries into a higher power. Regardless of what you believe in, if you are trying to carry all this baggage of the world on your shoulders, it can be heavy. But when you take it off of you, even if you don't know what you believe in and you're just like, I believe something's helped me on the way. If you put that there, it just relieves so much pressure off of you because you are not walking alone. You are spiritually being guided and protected. And if you look back and see all of the miracles that happened in your life that you can't even explain, that you are just grateful and thankful for, you get to bask in that feeling because you think, damn, if God, if this higher power did all of that for me in the past, I cannot even imagine. My imagination doesn't even go as far as to think of what he can do for me in the future, because there have been things in my past that I couldn't have even dreamt of, and it's happened. And have faith in that. If you can think of all of the negative and worst things that can happen to you, then you should have the same amount of respect and time that you're dedicating into all of the positive, wonderful things that could be happening to you. Know that what you want, your dreams for yourself in the future, are not only your dreams, but they're the dreams of the world. Because what you're doing in becoming the best version of yourself, you are going to serve others. So it is not only in your best interest for your dreams come true, but it's the best interest of your entire community for you to achieve those. Because you are not only going to be bringing yourself up, but you're going to be bringing your family, your friends, and everyone around you with you. It goes bigger than you. Your vision, your purpose, it goes much, much deeper than just the goals that you have for yourself. There are a lot of people who depend on you believing in yourself so you can have all of those dreams come into fruition. And sometimes it's hard to move forward when we don't have a clear purpose. But when we understand and we realize that our lives affect all of those around us, the people that we love, and also complete strangers, it becomes bigger than us. Now I'm gonna do the thing because it's not just about me. So I hope that there is something from this video that you were able to take away, that you were able to put your confidence in something, whether it's God, whether it's the future version of you, whether it's in the little things that you're doing every single day to better yourself, to clear your mind from all of the feelings and insecurities, that you're able to move forward because we need you, and we need you at your best, feeling your best. If you want to stay in this mindset, please subscribe and follow along with my videos because that is exactly what I want to do with this channel. I love you guys so much and thank you for watching. See you next one.